This episode of HD Nation is brought to you by GoToAssist Express. Support smarter with GoToAssist Express. Time to get our HD Nation on from the I don't know how we missed this department. I was on Amazon. Pre-orders are available for the Lord of the Rings, the Motion Picture Trilogy Extended Edition plus digital copy, $83.99. The Blu-rays are going to hit the street June 28th, 2011. It's longer Hobbit movies.
End of the world, man.
You just hate the Hobbits.
I don't even know why. I just do.
You're repulsed by their furry feet.
That's part of it.
Panasonic.
Brand new 2011, people. This is actually their newest full HD 3D plasma television. It has arrived. This is the lovely 50-inch version of the company's Viera ST30 series. Technically, it's the TC-P50 ST30. Retail price, $13.50 for a 50-inch 1080p 3D screen.
Is it actually, the blacks look good. Not fantastic. Not
really
8,000 fantastic.
We do have it in an application mode right now. This is an example of what the apps that are actually built into the TV. It comes with a Wi-Fi dongle. It's plugged into the side. That's actually sticking out the side a little bit.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that kind of made me go, I wish the dongle didn't stick out like that. But
MSRP of $1,300?
$13.50.
MSRP.
That's from the Panasonic website. It actually says that right there right now. It just had like $150. Not much lower than that.
Okay.
So one of the nice things is that this features essentially similar panel technology that we saw with the VT25 from last year.
Oh,
that
cool.
They're super high end with the incredible black levels. This TV actually matches that, the InfiniBlack 2 panel, they call it. That helps not only with the dark blacks that we were talking about, but it also helps with the reflection of the light as well. They gradually improve the filters on the fronts of the TVs every year. I also noticed too that the bezel itself is a matte finish bezel, which is kind of nice. It's not as glossy as you might think it is. Port-wise, 3 HDMI, including one with audio return, which is great if you've got a newer AVR and you're going to be using the TV's built-in tuner. This will provide that audio return channel to go to your AVR, so you don't have to run a separate cable or anything like that. It'll run it over using a compatible HDMI cable. It also has one component video input, if you care. Backlit remote, standard Panasonic design. Actually, it's really beautiful. You can't really see it in this light, but red. I like red backlit remotes, not piercing blue backlit remotes like your beloved Optoma projector.
No comments.
You can walk around with never mind.
I have.
I mentioned, a USB port. It has two of them. The Wi-Fi dongle that's on there, in my opinion, sticks out a little too far. I wish it wouldn't. And it does include a little dock, actually.
You could get a little USB cable and hang it on the back.
It comes with one, actually, but the cable kind of sticks out the side too, and I just I thought that kind of took away from it. There is an Ethernet port too if you don't want to use Wi-Fi. Network features include pretty standard load here. DLNA support, which I thought was kind of nifty. It included MP4 and MKV video file support.
Really?
Over your DLNA enabled. So basically, if I had
That's awesome.
or MP4 and MKV files on my NAS, which has a built-in DLNA streamer, I'm good to go.
Without having to transcode them on the fly to the also limited required by DLNA. That's awesome, actually.
It is pretty good.
$13.50.
IPTV, as you can see here, includes things like Netflix, Skype, YouTube, Pandora. I don't know if there's Pandora on here. There's an app store as well. We were kind of scrolling through. Benchmark results, out of the box. The TV's white balance is definitely on the cool side. That's a fairly typical factory preset I see all too often. They want to make that, even if it's standard, it's not the vivid mode for the retail environment, they tend to punch it up a little bit.
When you say cool, you mean too much white tan you in the distance?
Too much blue.
Oh, okay.
Cool as that, if it were a warmer white balance, it would look a little more on the red side.
Okay.
Or, ideally, it'd be neutral. However, and the default color gamut also was, it was just okay. All the points were slightly off the mark, but it's time to really see what calibration controls can do for you when you're setting up a TV like this. And the ST30 actually provides a good selection of pro picture settings. They label that and bundle it all together. It included basic white balance setup that I was able to put to good use, balancing the red, blue, and green to produce a nicely neutral gray response. And the benchmarks seem to back that up. Now, disabling some of the TV's other picture enhancements also helped the color gamut results as well, as you can see in the final graph we're showing there. Now, video processing. The ST30 actually did a great job. Jagged lines that you can get on diagonal, or jagged edges along diagonal lines are a fairly common artifact. Jaggies, you'll see that on a lot of video. This did a really good job at minimizing those. And also, it was quick at detecting film-based material with 1080i video material. That would be common for, common for, like, say, primetime TV. A lot of that shot in 24 frames per second, and then they broadcast it in 1080i. This TV will figure that out and present it in a series like that.
So it occurs to me, I was saying the blacks don't look that dark, but the reality is A, we're in a studio, B, we got 4,000 zillion watts worth of lights on us, I'm at a bad angle, and we're not watching a video, because the benchmarks for this.
It's impressive. When it's dialed in, by default out of the box, the black level's set pretty high.
Right. And
when you start turning it down, you're still seeing detail in the darkest part of the picture. It's impressive how dark black can get. Like the bars in a letterbox movie end up becoming indistinguishable from the rest of the room, especially if you're sitting in a dark room environment. So that's where a TV like this really excels. And
so basically, once it's calibrated, it's a phenomenal deal. I mean, how do they do a 50-inch 3D flat panel for $1,350 MSRP? Figure $1,1250 street, maybe.
Well, if you're one of the people who don't care about 3D too much or not enough to warrant, spending extra for it, they don't include any glasses. So there's some money to be saved right there. If you want 3D glasses with your 3D TV.
$140 a pair right now for the models that work with this television.
There you go.
That'd do it.
That's really it. I'd also like to see Panasonic improve its setup menus to include a blue mode for color and tint setup. A lot of other manufacturers are putting that in their lower end models, and there's no reason not to add a useful feature like that, considering you only have to pretty much do that once in software and then replicate it across the whole product line. And the white balance controls too could have used a little bit of improvement. They're buried in the menus, and it's difficult to go back and forth to see how it looks after you've made an adjustment.
Right.
And please include a right angle USB adapter so that connected items don't stick out the side like they did. But other than that, like you said, a solid product for the price.
Good looking video.
Awesome.
Cheap. Time for the new Blu-ray releases?
I think it is. Hey, now it's time for the new Blu-ray releases for the week of May 3rd, 2011. First up, From Dusk Till Dawn. This 1996 film was written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Robert Rodriguez and stars George Clooney, Tarantino himself, Harvey Keitel, and more. This film has previously been released on Blu-ray in Canada and is now finally being brought to the United States. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to be a very good release in almost every aspect. High Def Digest gave it a 2 out of 5, saying there's a still on the packaging that isn't even from the movie, and it's from one of the follow-up movies, and quote, that should tell you what kind of quality control and detail was put into this release, unquote. It comes in a single 25 gigabyte disc with an MPEG-4 AVC codec, presented in a 1.78:1 aspect ratio from its original 1.85. The video quality is uneven, sloppy, and quote, a damn shame, unquote. And while they say there are no pre-menu trailers or ads, there also isn't much content other than the movie itself. No special features whatsoever, not even trailer, and no subtitles. And apparently, despite being labeled with a 2.0 audio mix on the packaging, the only audio option is a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 mix. So in short, if you're looking for a copy of this film, grab the Canadian version instead. Next up, The Green Hornet. This 2011 film stars Seth Rogen and Jay Chow and comes from the director of Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind and Be Kind, Rewind. It's a superhero movie, but has enough comedic elements to justify Seth Rogen as the lead. It's being released in both 3D packaging and as a regular old 2D release. The 3D version comes with a 3D Blu-ray disc, a 2D Blu-ray, and a DVD, while the regular release has just a single 2D disc. Both are region-free and come with an MPEG-4 AVC codec and in a 239:1 aspect ratio with a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 mix. Extras include a commentary track, Jay Chow's edition, a gag reel, and several featurettes exploring the making of the film. This film was filmed in 2D and converted to 3D, but the 3D version does include the 3D animated storyboards as well. Also released this week, What Dreams May Come. This 1998 film was based on a 1978 novel of the same name and stars Robin Williams as a man who has died and ended up in heaven, but discovered that his wife has gone to hell instead and decides to try to reunite with her. This film won an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, and with such amazing imagery, we're hoping the transfer will be impressive enough to do it justice. And indeed, the HD DVD release that came out in 2007 didn't disappoint. The extras are the same as they were included on the HD DVD release, from a director's commentary, visual effects featurette, making of featurette, an alternative ending, and a photo gallery. As always, check out our show notes at techzilla.com or hdnation.tv for the rest of this week's Blu-ray releases. It's time to thank one of our sponsors, Go to Assist Express. There are a variety of tools in the market that let you remotely work on another person's computer, but the only one you should trust and rely on is Go to Assist Express, brought to you by Citrix. Why? Exceptional performance. It's easy to use and it's completely secure. No IT maintenance or updating is required. It's so fast you'll be viewing your client's computer and troubleshooting in seconds. Plus, you can support clients' computers even when they are away from their computers. Tekzilla viewers can try GoToAssist Express free for 30 days. For this special offer, visit gotoassist.com/Tekzilla. That's gotoassist.com/Tekzilla for a free trial.